This is the plaintiff, Gary Suburvi. He says he brought his car to the defendant's shop to get his busted windshield and window replaced. And a slack jaw ended up breaking his electric window. One would think he'd do the right thing and repair it, but no, not this guy. He's suing for $884.93, the amount of the repair, an aggravation. This is the defendant, William Reinman. He says the plaintiff brought his car in and it looked as if someone had taken a crowbar to it. Talk about being in bad shape. The plaintiff's one of those hotheads who abused his sweet as sugar 80-pound secretary. He did no damage to the guy's hunk of junk and therefore owes him not one red cent. He's accused of shoddy workmanship.
Okay, Gary Suburvi, you are suing William Reinman?
Yes, ma'am.
Reinman? For, doing business as A1 Advanced Auto Glass for $884.93 that you say he owes you for botching a window repair. Tell me what's going on.
I brought my car. I called him and we set up an appointment for him to come and see me. And I had my windshield broken and my driver's side window broken. And
windshield broken and driver's side window.
Right.
How did that happen?
I had been repaired in an auto body repair shop, and someone there broke the window and the windshield and the window.
On purpose or vandalism?
It was vandalism.
But the people who owned the shop or somebody else?
I'm not sure who it was, but it was the guy from the shop called me and told me that my window had been broken.
Okay, all right. And how come they didn't fix it? They don't do that?
He said he wasn't responsible for it. Well, that's another case pending. Okay.
All right. So you call him and you're mobile. You're mobile?
Absolutely.
I guess everybody who does that type of work is mobile.
Yeah, you call up, I come out, take care of what you need.
All right. And how long have you been in business?
10 years.
10 years. Okay. So he comes out there and he gives you a price of what?
$350. He gave me the price over the phone.
To replace the windshield and the window?
To replace the windshield and the window was $350 total.
And so what happens?
So he came, I told him okay, he came to where I worked and he did it out back. He broke the these wheels that go on the windows.
Okay.
They hold the window on the regulator. Okay. And he broke them.
Did you see him break it, or you know he did because of what you know later?
Oh no, I saw him break it.
Okay.
And he told me you don't need that. And he fixed the window. He put the window in anyway. 2 days later, the window came off track because it didn't have these wheels on it.
Right.
So he told me that
So how did it look? It sunk in, or?
No, it's off to the side. Whenever it's a power window, when I push it up, it dumps off of the track. So I have pictures showing how it goes.
Okay.
This is how it looks when it goes all the way up.
Okay.
Maybe I'll flip them like that and I'll get a video out of it. Okay.
I've written on the back what you're looking at.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see the gap. All right. So how soon does this happen?
Like 2 days later. Two
days
after
so do you
fixed
call
it.
him?
I called him like 2 days after that and to tell him the window came off track. He said he'd fix it. I took the car to get inspected. It failed inspection because of that.
Oh, why don't you just get him to fix it? You need him to fix it anyway before it rains. So.
Right. I asked him, and he kept telling me, okay, I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Wednesday. I'll do it Friday. And I would call, I'd do messages. He wouldn't return my call. So I called him on my daughter's phone because I thought that they were seeing the caller ID, and they weren't answering. So I called on my daughter's phone, and the machine picked up. I just hung the phone up. 2 minutes later, 5 minutes later, the phone rings. Hi, this is Advanced.
Hi, somebody was calling from here?
And I said, hi, this is Gary Suburvi.
The same fellow who's too busy to return your calls all of a sudden is like...
all of these there. And I told him, I said, come on, Billy, this has got to get fixed, you know?
How long has passed by this point?
Almost, probably over a month.
A month?
Yeah, and I'm calling. I'm being very patient with him. I told him, you know, now you're taking my patience for weakness, and it's not gonna happen like this. I told him this has got to get fixed, Billy. I'm getting pulled over by police, you know, and I had to explain the whole situation.
What happened? Why didn't you go fix it?
I had some vehicle problems, and all I asked him was to be a patient. I never denied him the work. I told him that we would come out.
You were paid in full for a job that was
Ma'am, it was only 2
not
weeks.
A job
it wasn't a month, and actually.
How long was it?
2 weeks. It was a month.
What happened at the end of the 2 weeks?
He start calling like 13, 14 times. He called my shop, and started harassing my secretary, saying, well, aren't you the girlfriend?
Secretary?
Yeah. Well, no, she's not my girlfriend. She's my wife. He started calling her sweetheart and baby, and this is when the next
some New Yorkers
time,
just talk that way.
Okay, well, disrespected my girl. Okay, so he started harassing her. I felt it was harassment after
Come on up,
13
please.
times.
How was he harassing you?
He was calling continuously. Part of the thing was he called at one point and said the windshield had leaked. We went out and fixed it, the leak of the windshield. He then had stated that these clips were broken, and we had said to him that if he got the parts, we would put them in. But
wait, I'm not understanding. According to him, what happened was that it broke right in front of him when you were fixing the window. Your story's different than that.
Oh, absolutely,
Okay,
Your
so
Honor.
you tell me what you say happened.
Okay, is it wrong for a guy to call another guy's wife sweetheart?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's disrespectful.
Is it disrespectful?
I think if you were to call someone honey or sweetheart or baby, I don't know. I mean, maybe baby would be wrong, but not sweetheart. Sweetheart is just a term of identification. It's just.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Thanks, sweetheart. Going inside the courtroom.
When you replace the windshield, these press into the window. They're pressed into the windshield.
When
so
you're
you take them
replacing, I'm
apart.
sorry, when you're replacing a window, why don't you just put the new little rollers so the window
Well,
works
I
right?
told
Why
him
would
that.
you?
I
I mean,
told
it's a
him
three
that he
No,
needed
no,
them.
wait, you're not listening to me. You're talking, so you're not listening to me. If you're going to charge somebody $350 to replace the window,
Okay.
and this part, this little wheel costs what, $3? Why don't you put in
$1.99.
new wheels in there so that it goes
Well,
up and
when
down?
you take them apart, you're not sure if they're broken apart or not at the time that you take the car
Don't-
apart.
don't
When
you
you
see
take
them?
the door panel off, you take them apart. A lot of times they're still intact.
So-
I didn't deny the repair.
Okay.
I told him I would repair it.
All right.
And I said I would come out. He called me a month later and said the windshield leaked. I ran out there.
A month after your installation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I said the windshield leaked. I went out there, I fixed the windshield, repaired the windshield. At that time, he pointed out that the window didn't work properly. I said, listen.
Did
go-
you see it? How there's a gap, like a 2-inch gap? I mean, it's pretty bad.
And I told him that I would fix it, no problem.
Okay,
Go
but you
get-
didn't. How long did you? It took several weeks, and then you got mad at him for cycle calling.
That was the 2 weeks after the month. I told him I would fix it.
Right, and then for 2 weeks
Okay.
you didn't, and why?
We had called him 2 days prior and told him that he was on the schedule for the next 2 days. I didn't understand why he kept calling, okay? And then it got to be 10 times in that day, okay? Then he starts saying things. Aren't you the girlfriend? Aren't you his girlfriend? He don't even know me.
Okay,
How
what
is he-
was
what
it he
is
said to you?
He had called up and wanted the address to come over to the shop, and I had stated that he was not there, and there was nobody to help him. Yes.
That William was not there.
Yes.
Okay.
At that point, he started carrying on more, and I told him, there was nothing I could do. I would have to have William call, and he got irate with me. And I hung up the phone. And I knew he was calling back, and I didn't want to pick up the phone. At the same point, I called him and told him that he wants to come to the house.
Wait, what do you mean the house?
The shop.
Oh, the
We
shop
work
is at
the
your
same-
house.
Yes, we work
Oh,
at the
I
same
thought when you
place.
said that in the answer to the complaint, I thought this guy had looked up your home address and
No.
was stalking
we
you
live
at your
next
house.
door to the shop.
Because he was told that I wasn't there. Why are you coming there if I'm not there? What are you doing? You're harassing my wife.
Well, he thinks he's going to go to a business establishment, speak to your secretary. You have chosen to put your wife as your secretary and your home as your office.
Okay.
I mean, that's a little different
Okay, but
than
if
the
I'm
guy
told
going
I'm
to your
not
house
there-
to harass your wife if you had a business and a secretary somewhere
Yeah,
else.
but if I'm told I'm not there and he says
right.
I'm coming anyway.
Okay, I got it. So you're suing for $350 for the cost of the job, $334.93 for the cost to have this repaired because according to you, somebody else, you have the
Right.
the estimate, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have an estimate from this auto service place who says that it's $334 between labor and parts because they have to replace the regulator, equalizer, and the regulator power.
Why would we have...
Why would you have to replace a regulator if it's 2 door crimps that are broken?
I don't know. See, this is when it would come in really handy to not ignore the guy and to have taken care of the business. But in what world would it be fair for him to have to reimburse you not just what it costs you to get it done elsewhere, but also the cost of the original window job? Then you'd be walking out of here with never having to pay anything for the window repair. How would that be appropriate? And aggravation, if people could charge for aggravation, I would be a very rich woman, okay? You are not entitled. There's no such cause of action as aggravation. All right, but I do find in your favor for the cost of what it's going to take to repair the window in the state that it should be, which I have one estimate in front of me, and you're very hard-pressed to argue that this is unfair, unreasonable, or whatever else when you didn't take care of it in 1 month, according to him, 2 weeks by your own admission. Okay? You should have taken care of it the next day. $334.93, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's talk to the glass guy coming out on the end of this case here. Step on in here. What's your reaction to the outcome here from the judge?
It's a sad day for business owners.
Why do you say that? Elaborate a little bit.
All he had to do was wait. We weren't denying them the business. The car was busted apart really bad. It was vandalized. Whoever broke it before us. We didn't break it.
What annoyed you the most about this guy? Seemed like
What
a lot of things annoyed you.
His
yeah.
harassment, that he harassed my wife, and that was it.
Did you find it
Yes.
harassing
Absolutely.
also?
Absolutely. There was no need to come to the home.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Head
you.
right down this way. All right, take it easy. All right, so come on in here. Step in here. You satisfied with what you got out of this?
Yes, yes, I am. I mean, I'm sad that it had to come to this, you know.
How'd your vehicle get into that condition that he described?
Well, somebody broke the windows in it, you know.
Just the windows?
And he put in the strips for the windows, didn't put them right. They fell off the next day.
Did you feel like you were annoying?
No, I
the
felt that I was
secretary?
trying to get to get a job done. You know, I offered to go to them if they couldn't come to me. You know, he told me she was his girlfriend.
Okay. Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, these shops are licensed by the Department of Consumer Affairs in many states. If you have a problem like that, you can call the department and they can mediate the dispute.